Good afternoon. Here is the national news from our studio BGI TV, Babak Bagide Imo TV. I am yours faithfully, Morire Rebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the national news. Lagos domestic worker flees with 13.9 million naira cash jewelry 1 week after resumption. We are not militant, have no camps in Iala. IPOB replies army. Afenifere decries kidnapping on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Fire raises spare parts building in Lagos. And worker arrested for allegedly making love with teenage IDP. And sports, Eagles peck Wild Dogs 2-0, maintain 100% records. The news in details. A domestic worker identified only as Blessing has gone into hiding after allegedly stealing money and jewelry valued at over 13.9 million naira from her boss residence in the Victoria Island area of Lagos State. Blessing's boss, Pearl Obulu, on Tuesday said the suspect allegedly perpetrated the crime about a week after she started working with her. She said the Cross River State Indigenous had remained incommunicado since the incident happened. Port Metro gathered that an agent, Joshua Amaha, introduced Blessing to Obulu, who was not at home on the day the domestic worker visited our residence for an interview. Obulu said her parents who lived with her took Blessing in, hadn't that during the interview with the domestic worker. The following day, Obulu informed her that she would undergo a test and registration at a police station. She said plans were underway for the test and registration when the 25-year-old took advantage of her absence to steal her property. Obulu said her name could be an alias, but she identified herself as Blessing. She also mentioned that her name was Ihi from Cross River State. She is 25 years old and has 1-year-old child. She started working with me around 8:30 p.m. last Sunday. January 13 was my brother's birthday and Blessing was standing on the 3rd floor when I went into my room to bring out 2 envelopes containing 500,000 naira and 200,000 naira. I gave my brother 50,000 naira and also gave him and my mother $100 each. I kept the remaining money inside my room. Obulu said she went for a party the following Sunday. When I returned from the party, I entered the compound and called my dad to open the door. But when he came down to open it, he said the door was not locked. My dad quickly searched Blessing's room and said she had packed all her things and fled. The indigenous people of Biafra has said that it does not have any camp in Lilu Ihiala in Anambra State. The group claimed that they were not militant or criminals and do not operate in hidden camps. The army had on Tuesday, through its spokesman, said it locked the camps. This locked the camps of IPOB and Eastern Security Networks in Lulu in Hiala. However, in a statement on Wednesday, the IPOB Media and Public Security Secretary, Emma Powerful, said that the security agencies only unleashed cruelty on the people living in those communities, claiming they were members of IPOB and ECN. Powerful stated that if criminals take refuge in any community in Biafra land, that doesn't make them IPOB members or ESN operatives. He said, we have also not said there are no more criminal gangs in Biafra land, just like every other country, even in the advanced Western nations. But we won't accept the target of every criminal element found in Biafra as an IPOB member or ESN operative. Recall that some of those criminals were already mentioned by IPOB leaders sometimes during the broadcast. These hoodlums were a creation of wicked politicians in their desperation to discredit IPOB and ESN. The group claimed that Nigeria Army, Police, and DSS keeps dishing out falsehoods against IPOB and ESN by tagging those criminals they arrested as IPOB and ESN members. It said the so-called camp where these said criminals were arrested does not belong to ESN. They should stop lying against us, Powerful said. The statement further reads in Osomogu in Newi South, Lilu or Sumayi of Iala LGA of Anambra State. These criminals whose names are Emmanuel aka Oberiagu, Innocent or Bieki from Isiungu or Sumogu, is Zuchuku from Amaduru or Sumogu or Fadie aka Baby are the ones impersonating ESN and IPOB members using ESN name to commit crimes against the people of these communities. They are not ESN members. The communities involved should use their vigilante group and stop them. ESN will help them too. The Pan-Yoruba social political organization Afenifere has decried the worsening insecurity in the country. In a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Comrade Jari Ajayi, Afenifere said the kidnapping of 7 people around Ishara Remo on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway last Sunday was evidence that the government have failed in the primary duties of providing security and welfare for the people. Ajayi recalled that on January 8, 2022, some people were reportedly kidnapped at Onigari village on the same Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, just as some travelers, including a popular actress, narrowly escaped being kidnapped on the same road last Sunday. Reports added that some displaced terrorists in the northern part of the country, led by one Bello Turji, are making an incursion into Yoruba land in the western part of Nigeria. We recall incessant kidnapping of and attacks on innocent people in Ondo, Ogun, Oshun, and Ekiti states. We also recall the sacking of certain villages in the Imeko area of Ogun State last week. These are unacceptable and must be stopped forthwith by all means. The lamentations by governors of Nigeria, Zamfara, Benue, Nasarawa, Borno, Kaduna, Sokoto, and Katsina states on how terrorists seem to be dictating the peace in their areas ought to serve as a wake-up call for the government and the security agencies. A spare part building, Sitek, in the Ladiko area of Lagos State has been gutted by fire. Although no life was lost, several items and valuables worth millions of naira were destroyed. The fire started around 4 p.m. yesterday evening. While the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained, some residents told the nation that it was not caused by electrical faults. Emergency responders, including National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, security agencies were at the scene and are still battling with the fire at the time of this report. While correspondents visited the scene yesterday evening, scores of residents and workers gathered at the entrance of the affected building, counting their losses and lamenting the disaster. Some others joined the firefighters in the bid to extinguish the fire and also take out goods stored in the building. Moving forward on the national news, an aid worker has been arrested for making love in the internally displaced persons IDP in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. The suspect, 35-year-old Uzaif Adam, is a staff of an international non-governmental organization, allegedly committed the offense on Tuesday around 303 Housing Estate in Maiduguri. The suspect was said to have lured the victim, who was in the company of other girls and was caught in for menial jobs around the University of Maiduguri area. Adam, who subsequently invited her into his apartment to supposedly do calls, overpowered and made love with her. Immediately she got in, he turned on the power generating set, and then after a while, we started hearing her screams, one of the girls said. We were worried, so we went and knocked very hard on the door, but he wouldn't open up. And when he eventually opened, we asked what was the matter, but he rebuffed us, saying all was well and that she was busy with her court. We insisted that we want to see her, but he declined to say she was busy. Then we saw her crying and cursing him for what he did to her. She said she would rather die than go home and bring shame to her family. After the incident, the victim committed suicide by stabbing herself with a knife. One of her friends confirmed the development to China's television on Wednesday. The deceased teenage girl, displaced by the conflict, lives with her parents in the Aleri area in Maiduguri. The executive director of Women in the New Nigeria and Youth Empowerment Initiative, a local NGO, Comrade Lucy Yunana, also confirmed this on Wednesday. The matter was reported to Yunana, who visited the Gwende police station where the suspect was taken upon arrest. We thank the police commissioner for his swift action. I personally interviewed the perpetrator. His action is unbecoming of an NGO worker. The police public relations officer, Sani Kamilu, also confirmed the incident, which is said was reported on January 18. And lastly, sports story. Nigeria defeated Guinea-Bissau 2-0 as State Runde Ajia to emerge as the only team with 100% record in the group stage at the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon. Sadiq Umar and William Truss Ekong were both on target as the Super Eagles moved into the knockout stage as Group D winners with the maximum 9 points after making 3 wins from 3 games on Wednesday. With qualification to the knockout stage guaranteed, interim boss Austin Eguavon made 8 changes to the side that defeated Sudan 3-1 in the second game of Group D. Goalkeeper Francis Uzoho replaced Maduka Okoye, while Jamilu Collins, Semi Ajayi, and Tyron Eboyi played in defense, with only captain William Truce Ekong retaining his place in the back line. In midfield, Alex Iwobi, Kelechi Nwakali, and Chidera Ejuke all got their 4 starts at the tournament. The Eagles quickly got a hold of the game and could have at least scored 3 goals in the first half, but Almeria's striker Sadiq Umar flopped several begging chances. Kelechi Iheanacho thought he had won a penalty for Nigeria after he was brought down by a Guinea-Bissau defender, but Kenyan referee Peter Waweru waved for play on. The 3-time African champions continued to press hard but couldn't unlock the jury's defense as the ref brought the first 45 minutes to an end. Guinea-Bissau were more confident after the start and had a first chance as Jorginho fired narrowly wide. Sadiq then atoned for his misses when he broke the deadlock with his first international goal in the 56th minute after he was given the simple task of tapping in a superb low cross from Iheanacho, who a moment earlier had forced Guinea-Bissau goalkeeper Maurice Gomis to turn over the crossbar with an audacious effort from more than 40 yards. Truce Ekong extended the lead in the 75th minute, scoring his second AFCON goal, having opened his tournament account against South Africa in 2019. That was the national news from BGI TV. Before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. Lagos domestic worker flees with 13.9 million naira juries 1 week after resumption. We are not militant, have no camp. Afenifere decries kidnapping on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. We also brought to you fire raises spare parts building in Lagos. Aid worker arrested for allegedly making love with teenage IDP. Eagles peck wild dogs 2-0, maintain 100% records. Thank you for watching. You can link up on our YouTube channel, Baba Gbagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click for the notification bell for updates. On Facebook, Gbagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. And on Instagram, Gbagede Imo _22. For other placement of your goods and services, you need to dial the phone number streaming on your screen. And lastly, thank you once again. I am yours faithfully, Morire Rebila Lawal.